All right, hello everyone, still from Detroit. You might be able to tell, maybe because of the clothes, the time of the day, that this is the third video I record tonight. The last two videos were recorded, or I recorded them like 5 minutes ago. But anyway, today I wanted to talk about more images I made in San Francisco. I don't have much footage from these 2 days that I'm gonna be talking about, but it was one of them was a very, very special day for me. You should know that when I talk to the camera and in the field, or even here too, when I edit the video, I cut out or I leave out a lot of the things that I say, because as the day goes on, they become completely irrelevant, because I was talking about something that I was thinking about doing, but I end up not doing it. And one of the things that I had to leave out in the previous videos, all the videos that started at the Golden Gate for sunrise, this time I'm looking for a fog on the bridge so I can walk on it and take photos of the lights and the structure of the bridge when it's very foggy, and hopefully before sunrise, so the lights are on. That would be perfect. That's what I have in mind. I don't know if that's gonna work out, but that didn't happen any of those 3 days. I got a very clear day and I got 2 foggy days, but the fog was not really over the bridge. That was in the morning though, and as I heard afterwards, that usually happens in the evening. But the first 2 days in San Francisco, the first 3 days, sorry, that I spent in San Francisco, they were very, very hot. There was no fog whatsoever, but that was going to change on Wednesday, June 12th. And that day happens to be my birthday. So we had all these plans for that night. We were going to go out for dinner to celebrate. We had more people with us, with Rachel and me coming. We had the reservation, we had everything. And that same day I was in downtown San Francisco at a at a bar, sorry. And I only had I don't have it with me here, but the small RX 100 with me that I always bring with me to everywhere. It was around 4 p.m. and I saw someone texted us saying, hey, there is the fog is coming and there is gonna be fog today. And I checked online and the webcam from the Golden Bridge, and I was getting covered in fog, and that was the conditions that I had been waiting for, not only for the previous 3 days, but also my previous times in the Golden Gate. I had been to the Golden Gate more than 12 times, and I know that the foggy conditions that I'm going to be talking about, the foggy conditions that I'm going to be showing, the foggy conditions that I experienced there, they are kind of common in the summer. But for me, the previous 12 times that I went to the bridge and actually looking for or hoping for those conditions, I didn't get them. So you can only imagine the excitement that I was having there. And all of a sudden I realized that I wasn't going to be able to make it, because I had all those commitments for that day that happened to be my birthday. So I wasn't even ready. I didn't have my cameras with me. I only had the RX 100 and one battery that was half dead. Rachel, as amazing as she is, she suggested that, hey, why don't you go to the bridge? You've been waiting for this for so long. It's your birthday. Take that as your gift. I thought about it. I didn't think it was a good idea at first, because the camera wasn't a problem at all, because I am confident on that camera. It's a very good camera. I like it. But as I said, I only had one battery and was half dead. But somehow we were talking about this, and the bartender at the bar came and like, hey, do you need a charger? So he brought out this charger with micro USB. I plugged the camera in, so I was able to charge it a little bit to 3/4. But that gave me a little bit more of confidence about what I would be able to do that night. My phone was 50% too. I didn't have a car at that time, by the way. I had just returned the car just a couple hours before the fog showed up. I didn't have a way to go to the bridge from downtown San Francisco, so I had to take an Uber. And as I said, my phone was not about to die, but it was 50%, so I had to save battery to actually be able to go back home. So yeah, I was encouraged by Rachel. She is amazing, if I haven't told you this. And I just went there, and I canceled all the plans that we had for that day, for my birthday. They understood that I was actually waiting for a moment like that. So I went there. I took an Uber. When I got there, it was beautiful. It was all I was, as I said, hoping for. And I took a bunch of pictures from the viewpoint, and then I started walking. I was just beautiful. I'm gonna show you some images from that night when I stopped talking. One thing that I really wanted to do, take those same photos with the lights on, the lights on the bridge. And I didn't know when that was going to happen. I didn't even know if you could walk on the bridge at night. So it turns out that when it's daylight saving, and that's in the summer, the bridge remains open until 9 p.m. for pedestrians, and sunset was at 8:40, more or less. So I was counting, I was hoping that they turn on the lights at 8:40, and I will have at least 20 minutes until they close the bridge for pedestrians. As it turns out, they turn on the lights at 8:15, but it was still pretty bright out, so there wasn't enough contrast for the lights against the the clear or the fog that is white, and the light is white too, in black and white, of course. So there wasn't enough contrast. But towards the end, the last 20 minutes, from 8:35 to 8:55, is when I created, when I was able to create some of the best images. So the next day it turned out to be foggy again, so I again decided to go there. This time I was more prepared. I brought my two big cameras, the A6500 and the A6000, with the wide angle lens and all the lenses that I got. But this day didn't work out as well as the day before, because this camera, the A6500 and the A6000, I had them both, I was holding them both on my hands with no lens cap or anything. So the fog was so wet that it was making the lenses completely wet. I was trying to clean them, with my jacket and everything I had, but it was kind of hard. So all those images where the contrast is the highest, you can see like a halo or whatever, that it was created because of the humidity from the fog on the lenses. And that was very disappointing when I saw it. There are a few that are clear, but most of them were kind of ruined because of that. I was very disappointed, but I still have the ones that I made the day before with this small camera. And the thing with that camera, and now I have to show you. So as you can see, the lens is closed behind these, I don't know what they are called, but the reason for this, they do this because this is a camera that you throw in your backpack, in your pocket, so that protects the lens. So when you turn on the camera, it opens those blades, and it lets the light go through the lens, of course. So I was only exposing the lens of this camera when I was actually shooting, and besides, I was keeping it in my pocket, so it didn't get as wet as the other two. Good thing I went the day before with this little camera, because this one saved my day there. And yeah, that was this is the story of my birthday, how I got the best gift ever for my birthday. Rachel let me, not only she let me go, but she actually encouraged me to go there, and that was awesome. And I can't even begin to explain to you how happy I was feeling on that bridge. I prefer to be out in nature, but that bridge has something very special. I know that there are some of you who are against going to iconic locations because those images have been made many times before. You see, I don't care. Some of the iconic places are iconic for a reason. And that bridge in the fog at night with the lights on, and those horns just resonated through the air, and being there in the middle of the bay, that is complete magic. It is true you are next to traffic, next to a big highway, but everything else is just complete magic. And I could do it over and over and over. Actually, that first day I got very, very cold, but the second day was terrible. I thought I would fall sick. I was there for more than 3 hours on the bridge. I walked it twice from one point to the other, and it was freezing, and I didn't care at all because I was having so much fun. So yeah, I'm gonna show you the images that I made there those 2 days. I hope you enjoyed the images. I hope I didn't talk for too long, but yeah, thank you so much for watching, and see you in the next one.